we have made it to our most prestigious award, the SWATA Hall of Fame Award. The SWATA Hall of Fame is our highest honor of member of SWATA District 6 may receive. It was developed for the purpose of honoring members of District 6 whose dedicated service, past achievements, professional contributions have furthered the advancement of SWATA and the athletic training profession. This year, we will honor one new inductee into the SWATA Hall of Fame. Today, this person will take their well-deserved place amongst the distinguished members you see in this front section. Our 2024 inductee into the SWATA Hall of Fame is Dr. Cindy Trowbridge. Please direct your attention to the screen for a video recognizing Cindy.
Intense in the right ways.
Dear friend.
She is the real deal.
The profession has benefited from Cindy being an athletic trainer because of her teaching, her love, her dedication. I can't imagine how rewarding she feels to see her students grow and become pillars of our profession now.
She is amazing. There has to be more than 24 hours in her day. I don't understand how she can be so involved at the national, the state, the district levels and do everything that she does. She's probably the most involved professional that I've come across in my lifetime.
I had the opportunity to hire her at the University of Texas at Arlington. Cindy was certainly pivotal in helping us to develop the quality of the athletic training education program, both through her work in the classroom and her mentorship of students outside of the classroom. But most importantly, her work in developing the clinical education program that provided outstanding opportunities for our students.
That she has never stopped challenging herself, always learning, always trying new things and trying to make herself better professionally, but while doing so, she does a great job with contributing to the profession.
She taught us so much more than just the field of athletic training. She taught us how to build those relationships. She taught us seek first to hear and understand, not to be heard and understood. She taught us with such enthusiasm and dedication.
Whenever I go to SWATA, Dr. Trowbridge is always in the war room, putting things together, making sure everything is running smoothly. But aside from that, it's really impressive to see the impact that she's made across the DFW Metroplex as an athletic trainer and beyond.
Us three and Cindy were working the Susan G. Komen 60-mile, 3-day breast cancer walk. And she didn't think the way that we're utilizing all of us, all the athletic trainers, was efficient. So she just went in and changed it, and we started becoming much more mobile than just stuck with one station, and she was right.
She is willing to go above and beyond for her students. Her students are an extension of her really great work as an athletic trainer.
Even at UTA, as a professor, she's teaching other faculty members throughout the university. She's teaching students that may have an injury. She's mentoring high school students that come in through tours and things of that nature. So her care factor isn't designated by, am I getting paid for this? It is, she's an athletic trainer to her bones, and that permeates through every single aspect of her teaching and her mentorship.
I got to know her when she and I were working together on the NATA Research and Education Foundation Board of Directors. She has a terrific, welcoming smile, very positive, very approachable, kind, generous, willing to help and volunteer in any way that she can.
She just loves being involved. People find ways to get her involved. You know, that's the kind of big thing. If there's some task that needs to be done, you know, she's kind of the type of person, hey, we'll get Cindy to do this. And why? Because they know it'll be done correctly. This is what gives her, you know, excitement, what gives her joy.
Congratulations, Dr. T, for getting inducted into the SWATA Hall of Fame.
Cindy, I just want to congratulate you on a well-deserved honor.
Cindy, I am so excited for you.
You're amazing, Dr. T. Congratulations.
Cindy, would you please make your way to the stage?
So my parents are up here with me. They're on Zoom from Grand Junction, Colorado, as is my brother Wayne and his wife Linda from Lecompton, Kansas. My sister, Mary Reeves, couldn't join due to a busy work schedule and the like. So I also have my notes up here and everything. So first and foremost, thank you to SWATA. Thank you to the Hall of Fame. Thank you to Val for your quick phone call that I think we shot the breeze for 30 minutes, and then you're like, hey, are you going to Hot Springs? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm going to speak in Hot Springs. I submitted a proposal, and then she told me. And so what a special time that was. But especially to Tom Woods and to Chris Hall for writing my nomination letters and being confident that I belonged with this distinguished group. So I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't say a couple thank yous, most especially to Dr. Sharon Masasi, who was the athletic trainer hired through Rose Medical Center at Littleton High School in Littleton, Colorado, and saw a young lady in anatomy and physiology class that had a keen sense of interest in sports medicine, and because she was really a terrible swimmer and ended up being the manager of the swimming team, pulled me aside and introduced me to the profession of athletic training. And so she went on and got her doctorate and is now involved. I think she's the dean at Southern Connecticut University. So a real light to that. So first and foremost, Mike Pruitt, I'm going to beat you on the length of this speech because I normally teach a class that's 50 minutes. So I'm going to win. No. I definitely want to thank my family for their constant support. No one could be here with me in Hot Springs. My dad's 91. My mom's 85. They live in Grand Junction, Colorado. And then my siblings wanted to come. My brother unfortunately got sick. And then, like I said, my sister's one busy lady, so it's hard to tack her down at times. But my family has constantly supported me in everything that I have done as I crisscross the United States, from Colorado to Indiana, go Trees, Indiana State, and to Ithaca College, go Bombers, and then back across the United States to Brigham Young University, go Cougs, and then landing myself in Arlington, Texas at the University of Texas at Arlington. So they also supported me on all my international opportunities as I crisscrossed the globe, from Jakarta to Hong Kong to Beijing to Madrid, Spain, to the Swiss Alps and the Italian Alps, with bobsled and skeleton and USA Basketball and Winter World University Games. They were always curious, where is Cindy now? And so even though I am from Colorado, they supported my move to Texas. And that can be tough for a Coloradan, if you know that. But I got here as soon as I could, and it was one of the best decisions that I've made in my career. The AT and the medical community within SWATA is so amazing. You've embraced me, even though I was a little bit of an outsider, and you've helped me to grow in so many ways. And that, in and of itself, is what's so meaningful. But here today to celebrate are two of my best AT friends, Betsy Nadler, go Trees, Indiana State, back in 1993-94, these young pups teeing it up with Bob Benke and Ken Knight, with deer in the headlight look, and living in Terre Haute, Indiana. Yeah. So only for a year, yeah, a little over a year. And then to Cheryl Ferris, who's a dear friend, met her on BOC committees, and then, our friendship fostered and grew, and she's the co-author of the Concepts in Athletic Training book. And then here today also is my Ride or Die group, and I really do mean ride, Steve. We ride bicycles. And so for my 54th birthday, I rode 65 miles. I guess I didn't get the memo that you're supposed to ride your number of miles, but To Karen, to Ken, to Rebecca, and to Jolie. We do all ride bicycles as well as drink a little beer and wine and have some fun. And so they're my ride or die group, and they hopped in the car and came out here. And so I can't express how much your presence here today means to me. I can't not thank my UTA community, all the UTA students, and I can't count. It's so hard. It's like maybe 300 in 20 years, from an undergrad program to an undergrad and a master's program to finally just the master's program. So I kind of stopped because I was getting lost and confused in it. But many of my alumni are here. It's been such a pleasure to see you, and then former preceptors that you helped educate these students, the opportunity to hear Casey and May and TJ and Sam. Really means a lot to me, and then to my faculty colleagues at UT Arlington who have always strongly supported me and been by my side. As I reflect on these 30 plus years in the athletic training field, one of my hopes is that I can continue to build on any accomplishments and do half as much for the athletic training profession as the athletic training profession has done for me. It's been such a blessing to be a part of this great profession, and G-R-E capital A-T, great profession, and now to join some of the finest people by being a member of the Hall of Fame. So thank you so much. I'm a big Golden Girls fan, so I watch all the little Golden Girls clips that pop up on my Facebook feed because I can't get enough of Dorothy and Rose and Blanche and Sophia. So Rue McClanahan came up recently from the Golden Girls, and she was receiving an Emmy. And when she won her first Emmy, she said that many had told her that she didn't have the looks or the talent to succeed as an actress. And she's holding the Emmy, like this. And she said that her mother spoke to her at that point and said, you know, your career is going to be marked by some kicks, but it's also going to be marked by some boosts. And so she said those kicks hurt, but she recounted that there were also other boosts along the way, and ultimately she learned that every kick was actually a boost in a different direction. To move her from the stage to the TV sitcom, because that was her upbringing as a stage actor and everything. And so this also kind of reminds me of the story Footprints in the Sand, where the man looks back on his life and sees the two sets of footprints, and then sees a period of time when there's one set of footprints, and then he looks up and he asks, he's like, it seems like when I look back on my life, all of those times that were just terrible, there's only one set of footprints. And Jesus replies, well, that was because during those times I was actually carrying you. So remember, the kicks may make you feel lonely, but every kick can actually be a boost. And so we truly never walk alone. As the athletic training profession, we know that we have had our share of kicks, but we've also had our share of boosts. So whether it was a kick from litigation with the PTs years ago, or the boost that we got with the incredible save of DeMar Hamlin due to the coordination of emergency action planning by the Buffalo Bills staff and the staff of the Cincinnati Bengals, you have to understand that sometimes those kicks sting a little bit and they last a little longer and they end up weighing us down. But we need to stop seeing those kicks as low points, and we need to start seeing them as the stepping stones that they can be. So let's talk about boosts now, because I've had my share of boosts. I've truly been blessed. I've been allowed to serve our profession in so many different ways. Outside of being a clinician, a teacher, and a researcher, the BOC gave me my jump, all right? It was a call from Denise Vandell and Ann Mitten that I had been asked to represent young female college athletic trainers of the East Coast on the BOC Exam Development Committee and help write the multiple choice exam. And so that promotion and opportunity is key. Of course, I've covered a lot of international competitions. Can thank Betsy Nadler, who worked with the Olympic Committee for so long for the 2008 Paralympics, which she coordinated in Beijing, so she was a great boss to work with. And for all the SWATA, the program group, Sarah Nectarline, you've taken over, and it's just beautiful. It's so nice to just chill. And to my time on the NATA Foundation board as a committee member, as a actual vice president. I think that, honestly, scholarship committee chair was my favorite job because I got to give away their money. So that was definitely brought a smile to my face. So I want to talk about 2 boosts and talk about some people that really affected me. I can't name everyone, but I really do want to send out thanks to Ken Knight, to John McNichols, the track coach at Indiana State, to Kent Schreiber, to Denise Vandell, to Ann Menton of the BOC, to David Draper, to Erlene Durant, to Doug Casa, to Lou Fincher, to Roy Rudewick, to Brent Mangus, and to Ron Pfeiffer. Each of these individuals really affected my life in some deep way to send me down one of the paths that I went down. So 2 particular incidents come to mind, and Cheryl may reflect on this. In the mid-90s, both of us were asked to represent young female college athletic trainers in the Northeast, because I was at Ithaca College, and you were at Pitt or you were at Wayne State? We were at Wayne State in Michigan. Right, okay. And they needed young females in the collegiate setting, and so Ken Knight nominated me, and I would imagine Scott Lephart or somebody gave your name, or maybe Jose Rivera. Yeah, Jose Rivera in that time. And so I remember walking into that room that first day down in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we were always at an Embassy Suites, and we would walk into the boardroom. And sitting at the table is Marsha Anderson, Dave Draper, Brent Mangus, Mark Hoffman, and a cute girl over there, Cheryl, and then another couple girls or whatever. And I think we were all like, what are we doing in this room? These people wrote all the textbooks we learned from. It was such an honor to be around them, and they were so inviting and made us feel like we belonged. And so each of those individuals, they gave me boosts. They gave me boosts, and I'm going to talk about this boost as being an open door. And so I want to talk to you about open doors. Another open door, in 2000, I was sitting in the New Investigator Award at the NATA listening to a young Doug Casa for the very first time tell the story of his personal heedlessness. Story. And remarkably, I was sitting there and I was like, I've heard this story before of a 16-year-old track athlete at the Empire State Games. And it turned out that my mentor, Kent Schreiber, often told this story as an example of what to do and what not to do in the rescue of an athlete suffering from heat illness. So I could hardly wait to leave the room and head over and tell Kent that I found the boy. And that's exactly what I said to him as I ran to him. I found your boy, I found your boy. And he's like, calm down, what boy, where? And I was like, your boy, the heat illness boy, it's Doug Koss. And he's like, no, it's not. And I said, yes, it is. He called him, it definitely was, and they formed an amazing relationship. And then I have to thank Doug, because Doug was the one that gave me the boost and opened the door for me to sit on the pronouncements committee as the District 6 representative for the NATA Foundation, and then that opened the door further for my foundation involvement. So please, open doors for people. Hold them open, or at least point them in the direction of the door if you can't actually physically open it or hold it for them. This is what makes our profession so special. It's the mentoring and the advocating for others that has made this profession and will continue to help it grow. Please remember, as Helen Keller has said, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. We need to be together in this as an organization, as a group of athletic trainers, state associations, regional district associations, national association. Together we can do so much. Alone we can do so little. So understand that let's think about what we can do together. We know that ATs are noted experts in emergency care and emergency action planning, exertional heat illness, concussions, exertional sickling, but these all happened as teams. There's not one person behind each of that. There may be a headliner that gets a little bit more of the glory, but it's a team. Teams of clinicians, teams of researchers, wanting more answers, getting grant funding from different organizations, the NATA Foundation, and then expanding to get millions of dollars of grant funding so we are the experts in these fields. It's the teamwork that became the element that allows us to provide our best care. Think about a position statement. Is there one author on a position statement? No, there's like 10 to 15. It's a team, all right? We cannot do things alone. We must do things together. It's together that our collective energy can move us forward. What we bring to the table is so valuable to so many populations. I so look forward to joining this Hall of Fame, so together we can use our years of experience, 500,000 years right now, all totaled up, to spread the word that everybody deserves an athletic trainer. All right? I'll finish with Ralph Waldo Emerson about success, because this means a lot to me, is that to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the approbation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to give oneself, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to have played and laughed with enthusiasm and sung with exultation, to know even one life has breathed easier because of you. You have lived. This is to have succeeded. Thank you so much for this amazing honor.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Dave.
At this time, I'd like to invite Cheryl Ferris. Let's come up right there so you can get a picture, so that Cheryl will place her Hall of Fame pin. Huh?
Notice I didn't use my glasses, but you didn't see the font.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Cindy. Hold on. Hey. Hold on. Hey, get up here. Cindy, the SWATA Hall of Fame would like to invite you to take your rightful place in the SWATA Hall of Fame. Yes, thank you. Congratulations, Cindy. Congratulations to all of our recipients who stood before us today, and congratulations to those of you in the audience for your support in making this a wonderful event shared by family, friends, and colleagues to honor today's recipients. There are a few announcements before I close the program. Immediately after the conclusion of the ceremony, I would like the following to make their way to the stage for group pictures: the SWATA Executive Board, today's award winners, previous recipients of the following awards: the Eddie Wojecki Award, the Frank Medina Award, the James Dotson, the Bobby Gunn, John Harvey, Most Distinguished Athletic Trainer Award, and of course the Hall of Fame. There are so many members of our district who do so much, many of you in the audience, for the profession and the organization, but we cannot recognize them unless they are nominated. Please remember to nominate people, your deserving peers, colleagues, for these awards. As a reminder, the Hall of Fame breakfast, Cindy, will be served tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Be there sharp. Embassy Suites. Thank you all for being here. It's been an honor for me to do this. I hope that you have enjoyed this ceremony. I have enjoyed it very much. And the AATA definitely thanks you for being here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Thank you all. On behalf of SWATA, I wish you all a good afternoon. Thank you and have a safe journey home. Thank you.